Is there liability for the city where there are firefighter vacancies and there are certified promotional examination lists?
I don't see a liability.
Pardon?
I don't see a liability.
You don't see liability. Let me just then read something from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Jurors agreed that 2 Hispanic firefighters were passed over for promotions because of their heritage. A Camden County jury awarded $596,000 to 2 Hispanic firefighters who said they were passed over for promotions because of discrimination and their persistent and public complaints about discrimination against minorities within the Camden Fire Department. Andres Neves, 48 of Medford Lakes, and Samuel Munoz, 34 of Camden, said they were unfairly turned aside for promotion to captain in 2009. On Thursday, the jury found the men also faced a hostile work environment and retaliation. In September 2009, the 2 were next in line to be promoted, and there were vacancies to be filled. We don't agree with the outcome, said City Spokesman Robert Corrales. The city believes we followed all civil service rules and regulations. He said the city was considering its options, including whether to appeal. The city was represented by an outside lawyer, blah, blah, blah. The question is, if there's a certified promotional list and vacancies exist, vacancies should be filled according to civil service regulations. Do you agree with that or not?
I would have to familiarize myself a little more with the case. But that sounds like discrimination to me, sir.
Well, then what I'm trying to drill down on is, if there's a process, you have a list and there are vacancies, what is the process and policy? If I were to ask central personnel, you can't just not fill vacancies. I believe that's the policy. You can't just not fill vacancies. Where you have vacancies and you have a list, it's my understanding that you have to promote. Otherwise, I can give you more facts to this pattern. It's right across the river. Do we face liability, given that short set of facts? If we have vacancies and we're not filling those, and we have a list, and I know that you used the word stale and fresh, I'm not going to get into that. But from central personnel, if we have vacancies and you have a certified list, does the city face the same kind of liability if we don't fill those vacancies?
I will get back to you with that answer.
Well, let me ask you this. Another concern, and this is just an historical observation. You have a budget, and over the years, you have a number of deputies and battalion chiefs, and one year it's 16, the next year it might be 14, and the number goes up and down. Does that have anything to do with who's on the list or hiring practices? Shouldn't that number always be constant? Why would it change?
I'll get back to you on that.
All right. I can see where we're going with this. If you have vacancies, then you have guys acting out of rank. Let me just go to another. You have tests for deputy chiefs and battalion chiefs. The last time you were here, you talked about creating a process. My understanding is right now, a new process, I read it in the Northeast Times. I had to read it over again because I didn't quite remember, so I'll ask you to clarify it. But my understanding is that the tests for chiefs and battalion chiefs are 90% oral and 10% on seniority.
I believe so, yes, sir.
You said you were going to change that process. What would you change the process to? If there is allegations that written tests are biased, what would you change the process to? What are we getting here?
I don't recall that on saying that I was changing that BCDC process. I don't remember.
Then you're happy with the 90% and 10% as it is right now? No written test?
It's been producing for us very well over the years.
Can you give me, and I know I'm going to run out of time, can you give me an example? You said there's problems with the list. You used the word stale and fresh. What problems have you found with this list? What type of candidates would you be inclined not to promote?
I did not say I had problems with the list. If I did not mean that we had problems with the list. What I stated was, I did mention the stale word, and I apologize for that. And looking at the list and the process from a systemic view, what I said was that we would wait and promote from the top of the next list, where people are studying right now and preparing to take the test, and the list will be prepared and ready for us on September the 2nd.
Isn't that the same problem that Camden employed, and they had record settlements? They have $596,000. They have another case that was settled because there was a second, as part of a settlement involving African American chiefs. There was a second settlement of $1.5 million. $1.15 million. That's a lot of money. But you're saying that that was simply because you had a certified test and you had vacancies. My question recurs. Does the city face liability? I'm looking right in the face of what just happened. This article's in May 7th. It's timely, May 7th of this year, in yesterday's Inquirer. Why is it that I can believe that we are not going to use a certified list, there are vacancies, and we're not going to face similar liability? What am I missing? You'll get back to me.
Yes, sir.
I'm done.